ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ॐ। We are now going through the 9th chapter, the 22nd verse of the 9th chapter. Here, Shri Krishna is talking about different kinds of devotees. Earlier, he talked about devotees. Then, now he is talking about people who have a jnana, stress on jnana aspect of worship. That is, those who take to the path of knowledge. Earlier he was talking about people who take to the path of devotion. Now he is talking about people who take to the path of knowledge. Afterwards, he is also talking about people who take to the path of meditation. So, to tell it in the words of Swami Vivekananda, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Raja Yoga. Sri Krishna says, Ananyas chintayanto mam ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्. This phrase, Yogakshemam Vahamyaham, this is the motto of the Life Insurance Corporation of India. Ananyaha means not anyaha, not separate. Ananyaha, that means not separate. Mam, me, chintayantah, meditating. Ye, who, janaha, people, pariyupasate, worship me in all things. Nitya abhiyuktanam, always engaged. Nitya abhiyuktanam means engaged with enthusiasm, involved with enthusiasm, enthusiastically involved. Tesham, to them, aham, I, yogakshemam. So Yogakshemam means, yoga means adding. Adding what is necessary, what is lacking. So many people, Yogakshemam, they need brain. So you add brain. Some people need food. All people need food. So food you give. So give what is lacking, and Kshemam means preservation of what is already there. So give what is needed and preserve what is already there. That is Yogakshema. Yogakshema. That is why Life Insurance Corporation of India has got this as motto. I have got nothing to do with the Life Insurance Corporation of India. I am just telling. It is a practice with Government of India establishments to have mottos from the scriptures of the country. So every institution has a motto from Indian scriptures to give high ideals. So, Yoga Kshema means having what is necessary, and Kshema means preserving what is already there. Vahami, Yoga Kshemam Vahami. I carry Yoga Kshema, or I do Yoga Kshema. So, people think themselves to be not separate from me. People meditate on me as if I am not separate from them. And they worship me in all the things. They worship me in all the beings. Pariyupasate. Tesham nityabhiyuktanam. Those people who do this, who consider me to be one with them, and who are enthusiastically engaged in my meditation. My meditation, knowing me to be not different from them, and knowing me to be in all living beings. People who do this, for them I bring what is necessary for them, and I preserve what they already have. So what does it mean? It means a person who is constantly thinking of God, A person who is constantly meditating on God, knowing God to be not different from oneself and also to be in all living beings, that person cannot work. That person cannot work because constantly thinking of God. So that person's work, that means whatever that person needs and whatever that person has will be protected, and whatever that person needs will be provided for. So true devotees don't work for their own selfish interests because they don't see anything as separate from themselves. So God provides for them. God will ensure that they get food. God will ensure that their property is secure. God will ensure that their body and mind is secure. But the key factor is that that person should feel that she or he is not separate from God. That person should not just feel, should know. And also that person should know that God is present in all living beings. Otherwise, it will become hypocrisy. You are saying, I will not do any work because God will take care of me. And at the same time, you want to have Apple phone, iPhone. It just costs 1,30,000 rupees. Very cheap. So, if you want to have that phone also, and also you think that you say that I know God is there in all living beings, there is a contradiction. Because if you think yourself to be not separate from God, you will not identify yourself with the phone. You will identify with consciousness, with bliss, ananda. You will identify with God. God does not need phone. So, there is a contradiction. So, that is why first develop this belief that God is there in all living beings. That I am not different from God. So, God will provide for me. येप्यन्य देवता भक्ता यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः तेपि मामेव कौन्तेय यजन्त्य विधिपूर्वकम्. What if people do not go towards one God? What if people pray or worship different kinds of gods? Small gods. You go to villages, there is something, a Muttappan. Huh? Muttappan is there, is it not? So Muttappan has to be given some mutton or chicken, something. Like that, Muttappan eats. Huh? So how do you know? You also eat with Muttappan. Anyway, so these type of village gods, rural gods, so many gods are there. You go to Tamil Nadu, there will be like Karupaya, some Muniyaya, Muniyandi, all these people will be there. So all these gods, so Sri Krishna says, Kaunteya, O son of Kunti, Shraddhaya means with Shraddha. Shraddha means what? It is difficult to translate Shraddha into English, says Swami Vivekananda. So Shraddha you can translate, it is not possible to translate in one word. Then what can you translate? Sincerity of purpose. You may call it sincerity of purpose. So sincerity of purpose, Shraddha. Shraddha. That means Shastreshu Guru Vakyeshu Vishwasaha. That means faith in the scriptures and in the commands, instructions of the Guru. That is Shraddha. Now, a person with Shraddha, Anvitaha, that means with, endured with, having, Bhaktaha, devotees, ye, who, Anya Devataha, other gods, api, even, Yajante, worship, they api also avidhi purvakam, by the wrong method, mameva yajanti, worship me alone. That means, O Kunti's son, that means Arjuna. People who are bhaktaha, who are worshipping other gods, like this Muttappan, Muniyandi, etc., they also are worshipping me, but in a wrong manner. Avidhi purvakam. Means vidhi means method. Avidhi means wrong method. Purvakam, in that way. So, even the devotees who shraddhaya, with faith, with proper faith, proper Shraddha. Shraddha is there in almost all English language, Indian languages. Shraddha, the word Shraddha is there in almost all Indian languages. So that is the meaning. So people who worship these other gods, but with Shraddha, they are worshipping me alone. They are worshipping me alone, but by the wrong method. Wrong method, why? Because they are worshipping those gods. Those gods, if you worship them, you will not get moksha. Why? Because you will not have the. Why? What is the logic here? Because you worship those gods for getting something in return. You say, I will offer this, you give me this in return. So by that, you will never get moksha. Because that is, according to Swamiji's thought, in Swamiji's language, shopkeeping religion. Shopkeeping religion, all people do. If you go to any temple just before the board examinations in India, that is 10th exam, 12th exam, huge queue will be there. Because everyone is saying, you please. And God is very busy at that time. Supposed to be so. So, God is very busy. Because God is going and writing examinations of all those people. That is what people think. Actually, exams you are writing. This is called shopkeeping religion. So, if you go to other gods, generally it is because of some bargaining. You give me this, so I will give you that. A fellow got to the top of a coconut tree. I think it is a palm tree. In a desert. So he went up, and when he was climbing, he was in full confidence. He climbed, and then from there he looked down. Things were very disturbing. It was very dangerous from up above. So he thought, if I fall, what will happen? So he prayed to God. He said, "Oh God, let me fall let me come down in one piece, and then I will offer you one goat. I will sacrifice one goat." Then he came down. After coming down a little, he felt that no, it is okay, he can manage. Then he thought maybe one goat has become too costly. So he said, "Oh God, if I come down, then I will offer you one chicken, one hen." Then finally he came down. Then he just killed one mosquito and said, "I was sacrificed." So this is bargaining religion. This is shopkeeping religion. So that kind of thing happens when you are worshipping these minor gods. And that is why Sri Krishna is saying, it's not that Sri Krishna wants to make a group. These gods are bigger gods, don't go there, come to my side, politics or something like that. People take this wrong meaning. These small gods or these village gods, rural gods, they are usually worshipped in this manner. So you have to give that kind of worship, give up that kind of worship. You have to abandon that kind of worship, and you have to worship only in the manner that you will get moksha. I don't want anything. This worship is seen in the life of Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda. Sri Ramakrishna says, you take my bhakti, you take my jnana, you take my ajnana, and you give me Shuddha Bhakti. You give me pure Bhakti. You take my this, you take my that, you give me Shuddha Bhakti. Swami Vivekananda goes to Kali and asks for pure Bhakti, knowledge, etc. So that is the kind. So that is why he says, Avidhi Purvakam. That means in the wrong method you are praying. That I will give you this, you give me this. But even those people are praying to me. So they are all my agents. Okay. So in LIC itself, Life Insurance Corporation, you go to any agent, finally that all goes to Life Insurance Corporation. Some commission they will get. So it is almost like Sri Krishna is saying, they are all my agents. Finally that worship is coming to me alone. Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijananti tatvena tascha vantite. I have been telling in the past also that there is a connection between one verse of the Bhagavad Gita and the other verse. There is a connection. There is a continuity. So just now he said that they are also worshipping me alone, and now he says, he sarva yajnanam. Indeed, of all yajnas, all sacrifice, ahameva, I alone, bhokta, I am the enjoyer, cha, and prabhu, Lord, cha, and they, tu, but mam, me, tatvena, in reality, na abhijananti, do not know. Ataha, hence, chavanti, all return. So what he says is, you see, I am the person who enjoys all the yajnas. Whether you give to Muttappa or to Muniyandi, it finally reaches that one God. But the problem is, the person who is offering does not realize this. And so they return. They return means what? That person is thinking that I am giving it to some particular God, and out of that sacrifice they attain to whatever loka they will attain. So by doing sacrifice, this sacrifice you will attain to Brahma loka. By doing this sacrifice you will attain to Indra loka. Agni hotram juhuyat swarga kama hai. Those who are desirous of attaining Swarga, they will do Agnihotra Yajna. So Agnihotra Yajna, you will go to Swarga. But then afterwards we just saw today, in the earlier class we saw that Yoga, what is that? Shine Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti. Once the Punyas are exhausted, they come back to the world of Mrityu, where you have to die again and again. So the idea is, see, there is only one God, and that God gets all the results of all sacrifices, all yajna. So instead of thinking that you are doing sacrifice for some other God, know that it is all coming to me. Know this reality. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.